Hi guys, it's InMyShoes, WheelsOptional here. I just wanted to give you all an update. It is 26th of the 9th currently.
This is InMyShoes, WheelsOptional, the world from a different perspective. Supporting and educating the world, busting the stigmas of disability and invisible illnesses.
Sorry, my POTS is really acting up tonight, so I apologise if I'm panting and struggling to breathe a little bit here. And also I apologise I'm in bed, but I'm just really not well at all. And I can't even really sit up without my POTS getting super bad. But anyway, I just wanted to update people about what's happening at the moment, whether I do a video now or maybe I add this to a later video to show like my progress of what's happening. But anyway, so about 2 months ago, back in July, I had a laparoscopy with Dr. Trunk for my endometriosis and an exploratory to see if it had come back, which it had, obviously. And Dr. Trunk removed it. He found that both my marinas, I have 2 in to help with the hormonal issues with endometriosis and to slow the growth down. Actually has helped a lot. I went from having to get surgery every 4 to 6 months to now it was about 2 years. I should have had the surgery, but it ended up being 3. But anyway, he did the surgery, he removed the endo that was there, but he also found the 2 marinas punctured my uterus. And they'd been like that for a while, and yet I'd had all these ultrasounds and MRIs, and yet people had not found it for some odd reason, which was really, just the medical system. And he also discovered that my uterus and my bowel had also fused together from adhesions, as well as either previous scarring from surgeries or endometriosis scarring. Like when the little cysts of endo burst, they can cause scarring that way too. But after that surgery, I was better in general once I'd healed, but I was still getting really bad pains in my left side, and I am now, and it's kind of, in a sense, been explained now after today. Also, I went and saw my sister, my first sister. She's not my real birth sister, but she's a really close friend, so considered a sister. I went and saw her technically 3 days. I'm pretty sure it was Friday I went up. Yeah, Friday I went up and stayed the night. Her and I did a video Q&A for our channels that will be uploaded when it's all edited. Yeah, I went and saw her, and I'd been struggling, and that on Friday, which also I actually got really important tests done as well for my immunologist Friday, and I went to hers after that because it was kind of on the way for what's called neurological markers for my neuro condition that they're still trying to find exactly what it is. So they're doing all the tests they can, as well as my immunologist wants me to do these other tests to look for other things, which will be explained when I get the results, I guess. I went to hers, stayed the night, and then Saturday morning something really odd happened. I woke up with just really bad pain in my stomach. I woke up with really bad pains around where I had the laparoscopy, which was mainly like your belly button kind of area is where they make the incision and open you up and do the lap, as well as other spots, but for me that was the main one. And it was really sore, and it was bright red and hot to the touch. And it freaked me out a lot because I know with my immune system that it cannot handle any infection, which I was pretty sure it was. But there was nothing else yet because it had kind of just started, I believe. And it was really, really sore, like exceptionally sore. And I just thought it was really odd But then stubborn me was enjoying spending time with my sister and didn't want to make a big deal about it or anything like that, besides commenting, it's painful, and checking on it every few hours to see if it had gotten any worse. After I left hers that night, it was about midnight, I just felt unbelievably sick, and I just knew something was wrong, like that needed medical attention. It wasn't just, oh, I'll go to my doctor in a couple of days kind of thing. And I know if I don't get on top of things with my immune system really quickly, they can, screw me over really fast, as well as spread really bad. So I went to the Wesley, where I had my operation, went to the emergency, which, by the way, is $300 and something to get admitted through emergency, because they chuck on a heap of fees. Luckily, there was only $100 and something with Medicare rebate, but still, it's emergency, and they're the only ones open at that time. So I went in, he had a look at it, and he said it was an infection, which was obvious, but he thought it was staph. But the funny thing was, the infection had come from inside and had worked its way actually up to the surface, was the way he described it, as well as that's what I'd kind of seen it done. It was completely healed, so there was a scar now. So there wasn't any possible way for an infection to get inside through the incision wounds, which I didn't understand, and he was saying, oh, it happened. But what really bugged me was he also said that it wasn't related to my surgery, which is kind of like, it's in the same area the surgery was done. And it was just, what happens? And I was just thinking, that's not right. That doesn't make sense why it would be right where the scar and the surgery had been. It was one of those moments where I just felt, oh, you're an idiot. The medical system is failing us, which a lot of my endo sisters and stuff you would get, and a lot of my spoony friends, because in Australia it's just, yeah. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. He gave me IV antibiotics and then sent me home saying, oh, your bed's more comfortable, so I won't admit you. And he didn't believe that I had autoimmune issues and decreased immune system and everything like that. Because I reckon if he'd believed me, he would have kept me in. And I really, knowing what I know now, I wish I'd enforced and, advocated that I wanted to stay. Or I should have stayed. Oh, sorry, I'm just struggling a lot. I feel so sick. It's the worst I felt in years. Ugh. Technically yesterday now, because it's 4 a.m. in the morning. I couldn't sleep because the pain was just too much. And I just got, during the early morning, I was fine. Because it was almost like the IV fluids were still working. But as the day progressed, I just got worse and worse and worse and worse. And it was so fast. It was not yesterday, but the day before that I went home from the hospital. And yeah, I progressed that day and I got really, really bad. And then yesterday morning, I couldn't sleep because of the pain. So about 7 a.m. when I was still awake, I just, and what happened, it was really weird. But you could see, the pressure in the actual wound area was building and building. And it started turning blue, almost like it was internal bleeding throughout the day. And, yeah, the pain was just unbelievable because of the pressure on top of everything. It was just incredible. And then yesterday morning, just randomly, it was like my stomach exploded. I can't think of any other way to describe it. But essentially the pressure was like it just had enough, and it just created a hole about yay big, exactly along the scar of the lap, with that, yeah, big, because it had to open me up quite a bit further. But yeah, it opened a huge hole, and just all of this, it wasn't fluoro green, but really, really dark, but still like a fluoro-ish green, and blood, as well as congealed blood and clots, exploded out across my stomach. And yeah, that freaked me out. So I tried to call my mum and sister, but they didn't answer. But anyway, I texted Mum the picture and said I need to go to hospital or the doctors tomorrow. Hey guys, sorry, I just wanted to finish recording my video, and I apologise for the bad quality. It's just on my phone now. I just want to get it out. My battery is dead on my camera, so I'm doing it on my phone. So yesterday, my mum didn't take me to the Wesley like I wanted. So she took me to, I hated that she did it, but my old GP, her practice, which my mum knows I've got a history there with this GP, and that this GP has purposefully called other doctors and specialists I see to then, she had like this agenda against me. It didn't make sense. Like, she would call and ask for my records and stuff without my permission, and they'd give them to her and things. And then she would talk about, like, my mental health and say that that was why I had all these conditions, even though all the psychs I've seen and the one I'm seeing now is amazing. She also says, that's not how it works. You know, it's not, physical stuff doesn't, not to this degree, manifest from psychological disorders. Yes, my psych stuff might aggravate a lot of my conditions, and that's only like very few of them, that's not all of them, and it's only like a minor degree it impacts them. But yeah, she had this agenda, and my mum, I don't know if my mum is trying to help, or it's going to be on her terms, or she's trying to sabotage things. I don't understand why she does a lot of the things she does, but anyway, that's another discussion for another time. But yeah, she took me to this doctor. This doctor was as confused as I was, why I wasn't admitted, and also why no scans were done, because I had surgery, so there should have been scans done. So she sent me for an ultrasound immediately. I went straight from there to the ultrasound place, because they had to squeeze me in, because it was, the doctor said it was emergency just due to my symptoms and everything. So yeah, went down and did the ultrasound, and what has me so stressed right now and anxious is the response from the ultrasound lady, because she was really bubbly and really talkative at first, and then all of a sudden, as she was doing it, she went to my left side of like my lower abdomen, and just her face went from really bubbly to, it's hard to describe, but it was almost like the concentrating face, but not like with anger, but with something there that was kind of, oh shit, something's there. And she stopped talking, and she got really intently focused on the screen, as well as she focused most of the ultrasound then on that area for like half an hour. And she kept pushing harder and harder in, trying to see things. So that really had me concerned and has me concerned. And then she said, you've got to tell reception these scans need to be sent immediately to your doctor once they're done, as in processed on the other end. Then we went back to the doctors, and the nurse changed my dressing that I'd put on only a few hours before, because at this point it was only like, it was 10:30 when I went to the doctors, and it was about midday when I did the got back. No, that doesn't make sense. So it would have been about 11:30, and I went back and got the nurse to change the dressing, and I was just struggling with my POTS so much. And the nurse looked at me and she said, how about you stay lying there for a few minutes and just catch your breath. And then she walked out to Mum, and she had a discussion with her. She really does not look good. I'm going to let her lie down for a little while. And I knew she was trying not to let me hear, but it just showed like how sick I was, and like panting so much because of my POTS. It's one of a really common side effects with POTS. Say you go for a really long run, and you know when your heart's racing and everything, you're puffing to like catch your breath, even though deep breaths are better for you. That's essentially what happens to me with my POTS. Doesn't happen with everyone because everyone's symptoms are different for each condition. Yeah, for me it's a big one. Like if you see me panting or struggling for breath, that often is a really good indication my POTS has gone off. It's not like I pant worse if it's worse. Panting is just an indicator for it. Yeah, she let me lie down for a little bit. And then after the dressing was changed, which is so much pus, like just unbelievable amount, because I only put it on like 2-3 hours earlier at 7ish, and it was completely covered. And when you pulled it off, oh yeah, I actually pulled it off at the ultrasound. I completely forgot that. Pus like leaked. It's really gross, but pus like leaked out and ran down like the sides of my belly a bit. And yeah, it was just that bad in like a matter of hours, which concerned me as well. Anyway, after that, Mum brought me home, and along the way I got Macca's and stuff, because I'm like, I need something greasy, I need something for me. Even though I got a salad, because that's all I can have at Macca's. But anyway, I can enjoy my salad. I got a call about 2 or 3 hours later, and it takes 45 minutes to get home. So we would have been home about an hour or more, and I was having a shower because I just wanted all the pus off me. It was gross. While I was having a shower, I missed the call from the doctor, and then I called her back. She didn't want to speak to me, so I was kind of through the receptionist, which was really odd. And the first thing out of the receptionist's mouth terrified me. She said, "Oh, we've made an appointment with Dr. Tronk. You have to go see him tomorrow." Dr. Trunk's the one who did my laparoscopy and is my endo specialist. So he only deals with that. I was like, what? Why am I seeing Dr. Trunk? And they brought up, you might possibly need surgery. And my whole gut sank. Because I'm so emotionally tired currently with how much I'm having to fight my body, and everything keeps going wrong body-wise and life-wise right now for me. And it was just like the last peg, and it just kind of all tumbled down. I asked the lady, can you ask why there's an appointment? So she said, alright, I'll call you back. So I walked over to Mum and waited. And then she called back and she's like, yeah, they got the ultrasound results back, and it turns out you have an abscess. And like, I tried to get more information out of her, and she wouldn't. It was like she'd been told not to give me any more information, and that really, really scared me. Especially with like Dr. Trong, because he is so open, and he doesn't really care if you know stuff before you see him. But she pretty much, no, you need to go see him. Like, he wanted to talk to me in person about it. And I'm just petrified, because it's an abscess inside. And why am I seeing Dr. Trong? Like, is it from the surgery? Is it like PCOS? I don't know, and it's just scaring the shit out of me. Because I see him so it's 5 o'clock now, and I see him at 12:30 today. I'm scared, I'm stressed, as well as just emotionally so done. Like, it gets to a point where with chronic illness, because chronic illnesses tend to go together, and when one part of your body shuts down or gets something wrong with like chronic illnesses, often you get more. And it's just, I was past the point years ago, but I'm just to the point where it's like, how much more can I continue like this? How much more do I have to be strong? How much more do I have to keep fighting just to have a life, let alone for awareness, for my own rights, to be better, to be healthy? Yeah, and I just hope like, and excuse my language, but it really is, I hope like that it's not golden staph, because I have no clue how someone with immune issues is going to fight an abscess alone, internally, let alone golden staph. And that's why I've told everyone I just can't deal right now with talking to people or anything like that. Because right now, I just need to focus all my energy on this. And emotionally, I just don't have the energy for this alone, let alone anything else. I really hope everyone can, like, respect that and understand. And I'm just scared, like, how big the abscess is and everything like that. Just too many variables, and the fact that everyone's wanted to keep things secret from me scares me even more. Just because they don't normally do that unless it's serious. Especially with me, because they know I take everything like at face value and I don't overreact. I'm more meh. Like with health stuff, if there's something wrong, it's kind of like meh, just fix it. Or, oh well, I just gotta make an extra adaptation to my life to work around that. Like, it's no big thing normally, and they know that. Well, I don't know the main GP that I saw today, but she was very in your face. Like, she told everything as it was at the appointment. So for her to suddenly go, I don't want to talk to her, this is all the information I'm giving, is scary as fuck. And like the whole thing, abscess internally, is scary. For me, it's really scary. And then you add on like the immune issues, and then the fear just builds on top of each other, and it's just like, yeah. So right now, that's that, and I don't really know much else until later today. So I'll try and keep everyone up to date. It might not be for a while until I update people if I do like a video later on of all this together. I mean, there's no better time to start my videos, yay, than when shit goes wrong like this. So thank you everyone so much for watching, and thank you to my friends for being there for me right now, and everyone understanding that right now I just need space to work out everything, and yeah, see how today goes, and if I'm gonna be admitted and everything, I'll let everyone know. So thank you guys, and I'll see you later. Bye.